I love counseling because it's who I am. At one point in my life, high school, trying to figure out what to do, thought I would be an architect. I'm terrible at math. And my good friend looked at me and said, "Why are you thinking you would do anything but counsel? Because that's what you do. People talk to you all the time." And so what I love about counseling is that I get the chance to be with people, a variety of people, as they go through their lives and try to understand what's brought them where they are and what it is they need to do, change, address, understand, accept, in order to move on, to feel better about their lives or progress. And that's really a privilege to watch that kind of change, healing happen. I think the biggest issue for me centers on the sense that we are continuing to grow and develop all our lives. And so when people come in and are chagrined or dismayed that they need to see a counselor, I think that's based on some shame thing that our society dictates, that somehow we're not supposed to need to continue to grow after a certain age. And so it's really a delightful thing to be able to assure people that we all struggle. The question is, do we address it in a way that is life-giving and helps us have a life that's more fulfilling, or relationships that are deeper, or function better at work. So that leads to anything from working with ADD issues that maybe you knew you had in elementary school but thought you'd grown out of, to family of origin issues. I had no idea that marriage was supposed to be mutual because I never saw that growing up, to I thought I was going to be an architect, and it turned out that I'm a better counselor. And so depression, anxiety, loneliness, kind of restarting your life. There are a lot of issues that I find really helpful and interesting to work with people on. My work with clients is based on a sense of how important it is that everybody feel accepted and appreciated and valued. So in that way, I try very much to have people feel comfortable. Sometimes there's humor, sometimes there are tears. Counseling is sort of a whole person experience. And my job is to be able to meet you where you are and then try and help you tell your story and to explain what's brought you here and what you're thinking may help you as you go forward. And so from there, we start a journey and we see where we end up. And so the areas of expertise are based on what I've encountered with clients and what I have learned in my years as well as my education. So some of it's based on things like psychological structure. Are you an orderly person or are you a spontaneous person? How is that impacting your life, and how is it you can grow and change? Have you had life experiences that have lifted you up, and so you just want to continue to grow on that path, maybe learning how to parent better, or learning how to relate to a spouse or a friend better, or to heal as you may have encountered an illness that was unexpected. Or perhaps your house burned down and your life has been turned upside down. So the way I work with clients is to understand them as a whole person, who it is they came up believing they were, who it is life has taught them they are, and who it is they would like to become. And so for some, if I'm doing couples counseling, there's some assessment instruments I use, like the Gottman method, or Prepare Enrich for premarital couples, or for those couples that are wanting to improve their marriage, for people who are wanting to understand themselves better, or for people who wonder, am I depressed or am I anxious? It just depends on what it is the client brings in. My best client would be a client who is interested in change, or interested in healing, or interested in growth. And so that means sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women, sometimes it's couples. I've been known to work with parents, either with their adult children or without them. I've been known to work with adult children as they're trying to deal with their parents. And so I guess I have a variety of things I like to do. Sometimes it's working with co-workers who have found themselves unable to connect well. So for me, the privilege is watching each person grow and change and bringing to them insight into what's brought them here and what's causing the problem and how can we address it.